So let us see that what is this chapter and what we are going to learn in this chapter in our today's class. And I will introduce what is basic concept of like acids, bases, and as well as salts. And then we'll continue this from coming classes. If you notice here, this is also one of the most important chapter, even in our higher classes also. And you can see a lot of things from the first chapter will be having even connectivity in this chapter. So that is what acids, bases, and as well as salts. So we have come across many compounds, of course, many chemical equations, many chemical products, reactants. So many things we have done in our chapter 1, chemical reactions and as well as equations. So now, in that so many compounds what you have written, you might be learn that like knowing or like unknowingly just we have learned that. But even the compounds what we learn in chapter 1, maybe so many are acids also and so many are bases also, and some definitely will be a salts, but we don't know that. So that is what we are going to study in this chapter. We are going to identify the many substances which is already we learned. We will identify and distinguish them. Basically, what is the given substance, either it is acid or base or salt and etc. So we'll study in this chapter basically first entire chapter. Just remember, we are going to study concepts of acids and as well as bases. So how we can define acids, how we can define base, that is the first thing. Next, if you know the concepts, then we are going to discuss about, that is what, testing of acids and as well as bases, how we can identify, what ways we can, that is what. Next, classification of acids, next, properties of acids. So these properties we will study. Always properties means you can remember two things. What is that? Physical properties and as well as next one is all of you chemical properties. Understand? So physical properties as well as chemical properties we can. So next we are going to make same way common acids and their uses. What is the acids we are using in our daily life and their applications in our daily life. Next, same way we will study bases, same way like acids. Classification of bases. Next, same way properties of bases. Also, common bases and their uses. Common bases and users. And same way, what are the common characteristics? Characteristics of acids and as well as bases. Next, what happens to an acid or base when it is in aqueous solution? Means, as we all know in last class, you can see last chapter, entire chapter when we are studying the chapter 1, always we will take so many substances in reactant phase. Always they have been considered as aqueous state only. Do you all remember?
Yes, sir.
So why we should take aqueous state? That is what will happen when they are in aqueous state. Why always we have to take these acids or bases in aqueous state only? So that is a doubt. We have to get it clear here. Next, what is the strength of the acids and bases based upon the pH value and importance of pH in everyday life, and as well as we are going to discuss some important salts. So these are the overall chapter what we are going to study in this entire things. So now we are going to start like what is acids, bases, and as well as salts in our daily life. So let us discuss now. If you see in our kitchen, if you go to your kitchen now or else after the class, or you can daily you can see that even in front of your dining table, when you're sitting for eating lunch, you can see many variety of substances we can come across through. So you can see whatever your mother prepared in our like kitchen, you all people can say that either it is a good or bad, or it is a tasty or not, simply by just licking some amount of it. That's what we can say by taste. Is it right or wrong, guys? So just we'll put it on our tongue. So whatever the comfortable, like if you feel very, very nice, so you say it's very tasty. If you feel salty, you say it is a salty. If you feel it is a spicy, you say it's a spicy, like that. So same way here, coming to the acids, bases, and as well as salts. So actually this chapter is more interlinking with our daily life. That is what our kitchen life, and as well as our farming life, and a lot of things, agriculture, gardening, a lot of places we can see whatever the substances we are coming across, like in our daily life, we will identify them and we will distinguish them by their taste only. So basically, like different varieties of curries, different varieties of whatever dishes your mother prepared, you can identify them by smell or by taste only. Is it right or wrong, guys? Even you are sitting in a kitchen, you are sitting in a bedroom, by observing the smell which is coming, you people can guess what is our today's special in our kitchen. Is it right or wrong, all of you? Yes or no? So that is what you have to remember it. So you can see some of them you can notice in our daily life. So if you taste it, of course, everything is not supposed to taste, but of course, generally I'm saying. So if you taste it, like for example, lemon juice, tomatoes, vinegar, tamarind, these all the things, if you notice it, all of you. Like, for example, lemon juice and tomato, if you have taken, and of course, vinegar also. You try to taste if you're having, of course, including the like vinegar, tamarind, and if you're having acidity tannic in our home, you might be check the acidity tannic. That is what like acidity tannic we used to say milk of magnesia. Of course, so many times this will come, so we'll discuss it. So milk of magnesia. So and if I have taken it slakuline, so we all know slakuline means what? Everybody. Slakuline means from the chapter 1 we are studying. What is that,
Calcium
guys?
hydroxide.
Calcium
Calcium
hydroxide.
hydroxide.
Calcium
So, if you check it, this lemon juice and tomato, this all the things, they will like some of them are sour in taste. So basically, you'll feel like a sour. That is what we can see that lemon juice mainly, and as well as tomato and etc. So if you see like some are bitter in taste, like if I notice it, that is what if you notice the milk of magnesia and slake lime and all. So if you notice, they are bitter in taste. So the substances, whatever you are finding in our surroundings, sour in taste, they are actually acidic in nature. Clear, everybody? So what is the nature of them? They are acidic in nature. And the acidic nature of these substances is due to the acid present in them. Understanding? So some acid is present in them. So that is why they are acidic in nature. That is why, what is the taste of them? Everybody, what is the taste of them? Sour in taste. Clear? Now, if you take, for example, tomato or vinegar or tamarind, these all are examples of acidic nature. So if you see, this all contains some kind of acid. For example, if you take tomato, so you might be studied in lower classes also. So tomato contains what acid? All of you, oxalic acid. If you see that vinegar, it is most, of course, vinegar will be, we can use it for cleaning toilet also, as well as kitchen also will use different varieties of vinegar. So vinegar contains acetic acid. Clear, everybody? So that is why, what is the taste of vinegar? Everybody, sour in taste. Clear? Next, if you are taking the tamarind, so tamarind contains tartaric acid. So like, of course, many acids we have, we will study, no worries. So like these substances, they are acidic in nature, means they have particular acid inside it. So that is the reason they are sour in taste. So all these kinds, like if I take tamarind, tomato, vinegar, like what we are having acids, oxalic acid, acetic acid, and tartaric acid, these all the things we used to call basically organic acids. So why they are called as organic acids? Any reason, Mr. Nimish, Mr. Umar? Because they are natural substances. So we people are never manufacturing tomato. We people are never manufacturing vinegar, of course, tamarind also. So that is why they are found actually, these are actually found in nature, natural substances. So that is why they used to called as, what used to call them? Everybody, they used to call them as organic acid.
Organic acid.
Clear? So whatever the acids we are finding in natural substances, the substances coming from the nature, found in nature, they are called as organic acids. Now, apart from these organic acids, we have many acids which are, we used to call inorganic acids or man-made acids or mineral acids. All of you remember, first chapter, many acids we have been done. Anybody can tell? Inorganic acids are man-made acids or mineral acids. Yes, please. So many inorganic acid we come across through already in chapter number 1. That is what chemical reactions. The most popular acid, which we all knows, what is that actually? All of you.
Sulfur.
Sulfuric acid. Understand? And you
Hydrochloric
know,
acid.
next popular acid, what is that? All of you.
Hydro.
Hydrochloric acid. Understand?
Hydrochloric acid.
Hydrochloric acid. If you have taken next, nitric acid, HNO3. So nitric
Phosphoric
acid.
acid.
Yes, phosphoric acid. That is what? Carbonic acid and all. Nitric acid. So these acids you can see, they are actually not available in nature. They are not coming from the natural substances. These have been artificially prepared in the laboratories with the help of minerals coming from the earth crust. So that is why, so these acids, which we used to call as, even also we can call it as laboratory acids, man-made acids, mineral acids, or inorganic acids. So they are not coming from nature. They are preparing actually how, guys? They are preparing artificially. So that is why we can say synthetic acids. Also we can call it as what? Everybody? Synthetic acid. So these many names we can call it as these people. Understand everybody? Please respond. So this is what acids. So acids are sour in taste, which are, some are coming from nature. So if they're coming from nature, we used to call if you found the acids in natural substances coming from nature, we used to call them as organic acids. If it is manufactured with the help of minerals, that is called as inorganic acids, or we can say synthetic acids. Clear, everybody? All of you? So now we all know next. So the substances which are bitter in taste. So we just now we studied that. So bitter in taste in the sense of, so remember those substances which are bitter and as well as soapy to touch, that is very important. So they'll be slippery in nature or soapy to touch. They are called as, basically we can say basic in nature, or we can say alkaline in nature. All of you remember those substances which are bitter in taste are so, and not are, and soapy to touch, they are actually basic or alkaline in nature. So now remember, basic or alkaline in nature because due to the, why they are basic in nature? Because they're having what? Due to the presence of acid or base. All of you. Due to the presence of some particular base. Clear, everybody? So some particular presence of particular base or alkali. Particular base is present in them. So that is why they are actually base. For example, as I told you, most popular acidity tonic. What is a tonic actually? Milk of
magnesium.
magnesium. So in this, it contains, you can notice it, magnesium hydroxide. So magnesium hydroxide is a basic in nature. So what is the formula of magnesium hydroxide? MgO.
MgO.
Remember, Mg and OH. This is 1 and this is 2. So if you do the crisscross method, you'll get what, guys? Mg1, OH twice. Is it okay, Mr. Yuvraj? Vijay? So that is what you have to.
Yes, sir.
So this is what about. Milk of magnesia contains magnesium hydroxide. So if you take slakul lime, so slakul lime contains what? What is the base present in slakul lime? All of you. Calcium hydroxide is what? CaOH twice, we used to call as like this. So acids are acidic in nature because they have a particular acid is present. And some substances are basic in nature because they have a particular base in them or alkaline in them. So that is why they are called as bases. So you should remember acids. What is the taste of acids? Acids are sour in taste. Bases are base
Bitter and
Bitter.
bitter in taste. Understand? Acids are sour in taste and bases are bitter in taste. That is what you have to remember. Now, one of the most popular reaction which we already studied, if I use this acid, if I use this base, if I undergo the reaction, we are going to get the most popular reaction we studied under displacement, double displacement reaction. Anybody? So we are going to form.
Nutrient.
Yes. Acid and base, if it will react, it will form you respect to salt plus water.
Water plus heat.
Yes. Of course, heat will produce. So that is why these reactions we used to call some reactions. Anybody? What is the name of that reactions?
Neutralization reaction.
Neutralization reaction.
We study neutralization reactions. So that is what we have to remember. So acids and base combine together, they will form a neutral substances. That is what we used to call respect to salt. And this reaction involves in the formation of salt from acid and as well as base. So that is why it is known as what reaction we used to call this one? Neutralization reaction. Clear? All of you, everybody? So we know we already studied in chapter 1. Many salts we are getting here. So what is the salts we got? Any idea? All of you, we got copper sulfate, we got silver nitrate, understand? We got NaCl, we got magnesium chloride, we got sodium chloride, already I have written. So like that, many salts we people written. Is it right or wrong, everybody? We have been found in double displacement reaction. Yes or no, guys? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is what you have to remember. So let us see that as I'm fine. Let me see now. First acid, and the second one is alkali. Alkali also I can call it as what? Base. Clear?
Yes.
All of you, that is what. So the term acid actually derived from a Latin word called as acidus. So in Latin, acidus means sour substance. Understand, everybody? So in Latin, acidus means sour substance. That is the reason that it has been called as a acid. Same way, alkali is derived from an Arabic word. Okay, so Arabic word called as alkali. Okay, so which means the ashes from the burnt plants. That is the meaning of that Arabic word. Okay, so ashes from burnt plants. So that is the meaning of alkali. Okay. So please learn that. So this is what is the acids and as well as what is the bases. Now, first of all, at the beginning, I told you many substances we can see in our surroundings. We can identify and distinguish them by using what? By their taste only. Is it right or wrong, everybody? Please respond. But
Yes.
is it advisable to taste every substance? That is what my first question. Everybody, is it
Yes, sir.
advisable to taste every substance which is coming in our daily life? All of you? No. We
No,
people
sir.
cannot be preferred to taste every substance which is coming across in our life, because it is not at all advisable, because some chemical substances may be poisonous and maybe they are extremely dangerous to our body. So that is why the substances can be identified by their characteristic properties. That is what all the acids and all the bases and as well as all the salts, they have their own unique characteristics. So that is why it is not at all advisable to any kind of person to taste any unknown chemical substance, because it may be spoiled, or it may contain the poisons, or some are very dangerous, like highly corrosive, which can even like what we can say, corrode our even a stomach or tongue or whatever it is. So it may leads to dangerous. So that is why it is not preferable to taste every substance and identify. So that is the reason we are having a many common characteristics for acids. Not only we need to identify the acids by taste, same way, so many characteristics for bases. So we can identify by learning that characteristics. So that is why all the acids and bases and as well as salts, they have unique characteristics, means like special from each other. They are not all having a common characteristics. So in this chapter, we will learn about the concept of acid, concept of base, and as well as classification of different properties. So how to identify a given substance is acid or base without tasting. So taste is the not a preferable method to identify either the given substance is acid or a base. Is it okay, everybody? Clear till here? Anyone having any doubt? Please let me know. Understand, Mr. Arun? All of you? So that is what. So let us see that we are going to study that concept, testing of acids and bases. That is what the nature of the solutions we can make it. So all of you make it heading next. We are going to study the next concept is what? Testing of acids and as well as bases. But we should not what? We are not supposed to prefer the which method? All of you. Tasting.
Tasting.
Bases. That is what we are going to see. The nature of the solutions. Okay. So till here, have you all understand what is base and what is acid? The first property, common property is what? Acids are in what in taste?
Sour.
Sour in taste.
Okay. And bases are in bitter in taste. Is what you have to remember. Okay. So now let us discuss all of you observe. So we see that so many, like if you take, for example, if your car or your bike, you can take. So if you want to move towards to left or towards to right while you are moving on the road, you tell me, somebody will help to take left or right in our bike or in our car. What is it called as?
Batteries, sir.
Yes, please. Batteries? No.
Indicator.
Yes, Metakshari. Very good. So indicators. So if you see that different vehicles, if you have taken, suppose if it is a big lorry and all, have you noticed it? Almost all the body of the lorry, they're having a mini lights on the path, so that people, those who are passing in front of them or coming behind, they can identify the size of the vehicle. Is it right or wrong, everybody? All of you, they can estimate it. And if you want to take left or right, we people use left indicator, left, right indicator, right. So like different vehicles when we are moving on the road, how this indicator help us to know the direction in which the vehicle is going to move. Either the front vehicle is taking left turn or right turn, or he is going to stop, whatever it is. Have you all experienced? If you press the brake, as soon as if you press the brake, backside headlight will grow. A headlight will be like become bright. Have you all understood? Anytime have you observed? Automatically, all of you. So that will give you the indication what? For example, I am traveling in a car. My front car apply the brakes. So how I can know either he apply the brakes or not? Because backside lights all become reddish. Have you all seen any time? Anybody's? Yes, please. While you're traveling. So the same way, like how these traffic signals and these indicators, everything, they'll be helping us to know that when to move, how to move, in what direction they are moving. That is why we used to call, they are instructing us. That is why they are called as indicators. So same way, we're having some substances like indicators who will instruct us to identify acids and as well as bases and as well as salts. That is what help us to study the properties of acids, properties of bases, and as well as properties of salts. So that is only called as that solution, which will also indicates by some special chemicals. That is what we used to call as, what we used to call, guys, everybody, they are only known as indicators. Clear? So like real life indicators, this is also called as indicators only. These chemical indicators, they will give you the information about nature of solution. So that is the reason they are called as indicators. These substances will help us to identify either the given substance is acid or a base or it is some other XYZ. So that is why it will give you information about the nature of solution. Okay, nature of the given substance or solution. So that is why the indicators can be, I can say simple way, indicators means they are the chemical substances who is having different colors in different mediums. Means in acidic medium, this indicator will show different color. In basic medium, it will show different color. So that is why these are called as, also we can say, acid-base indicators. What we used to call, everybody? Indicators, or simply we can say what? Acid-base indicators. Because why we should call it as acid-base indicators? Because they are helping us to identify what? They're helping us to identify acids and as well as bases. Clear? So that is why they are called as acid-base indicators. So please write it. Those chemical substances, definition of indicators, those chemical substances which give different colors in different mediums. Different mediums. That is what we can say acidic medium, and as well as next one is what? All of you, basic
medium.
So that is the main thing you should understand. Whenever I say indicator, means you should remember they will be having a different change in color when the same indicator is putting in the acid and the same indicator is putting in the base. Clear? So that substances is called as indicators. Or simple words I want to say. Sir, what is indicator? Somebody will ask you. Suppose I don't know, change in color, different mediums. Simply I can say that. Substances which will help us to identify acid and base. That's all. They are called as what? Everybody. They are called as indicators. Clear? So that is what you have to remember. So for example, you all know the famous indicator. For example, let me take phenolphthalein. So phenolphthalein is one of the most famous indicator in most of the chemical laboratories to identify acid and base. Okay, phenolphthalein spelling is very important. You have to learn the spelling. PHENOL, phenol, ophthalin, PHTHALEIN, phenolphthalein. So this phenolphthalein, if you have taken, it will give you the pink color in basic medium. Pink color in which medium? Everybody. If you add it to the basic medium. And if it is acid, it will never, no color change. So that is what is the indication of phenolphthalein. So basic medium and no color in acidic medium. So on the basis of this, I can say, if I add phenolphthalein, if it will turns into any substance turns into pink, then that is called as base. No change in color, I will say it is a acid. So that is what you have to remember. So on the basis of response given to their origin, of course, these indicator also, maybe they are existed naturally or they may be manufactured by humans. So that is why all these indicators, very, very important, based on these indicators, definitely 1 mark will come in our board exam also. So these indicators are actually classifying into 4 types, not actually 2 types. We are going to classifying into how many types, everybody? 4 types. So that is what first one is natural indicators, and the second one is synthetic indicators, and the third one is olfactory indicators, and the fourth one is universal indicator. Okay, so each and every one is very, very important. So based upon these indicators and the colors, 100% one question will be there in our board exam. Okay, so indicators are how many? 4 types. One is natural indicator, second one is synthetic indicator, next one is olfactory indicators, and next one is universal indicators. Clear, all of you? Please write it. So now, first we are going to start natural indicators. You already studied in class 7th so many natural indicators. Can anybody remember anyone at least? Natural indicators means the indicators. Yeah, very good. Indicators coming from, obtained from plants like turmeric, lichen, red cabbage. These all are, we used to say, basically natural indicators. So they are generally obtained from, we are obtaining from where, guys? Generally obtained from plants. So that substances we used to call as natural indicators. Of course, very good, Vijay. China rose, hibiscus, we used to say. China rose actually we used to call hibiscus. So if you have noticed it, we are having many daily life like natural indicators which are obtained from plants. Mainly in our life, we can come across turmeric. And if you have visited our chemistry lab, most popular one, which is what? We basically litmus paper, or we can say litmus solution, lichen plants it will produces. And if you have taken a red cabbage, you might be seen the green cabbage, but red cabbage is also one of the indicator which we can obtain from the nature, and we can use it as to identify acids and as well as bases. So in this all the things, what is the most common indicator which we all people knows? The most common indicator, everybody, which is well popular, is
Litmus
what it is?
paper.
Litmus paper or litmus solution. Understanding? So this is the indicator which is most commonly using. That is what first, Roman number 1, most common indicator in our laboratory. So now if you notice it, this litmus will be again 2 types. One is litmus solution and another one is what? Everybody, we can say litmus paper strips. Understanding? Litmus paper. So if you take this litmus solution, basically it is a purple color. What is the color of this one? Purple colored dye, which is extracted from a plant which is known as, what is the plant name we used to call as? All of you, plant called lichen plant. Understanding? Or we can say lichen or lichen, whatever it is.